Mhm. Ask DM about it. I know he hated the old Underlord just because he just didn't scale well enough. Just having a look, Underlord's base armor is 5, so they've got the last pick overall. If they do like a Sanctity Tiny mid, then Underlord isn't honestly the worst option to be able to lane into it if they did want to go for it. And it's Mamang Daya we're talking about here, so he's very capable of doing something unorthodox.
Dire
Honestly,
team
any of
ban.
this Pango Snap and Underlord could be mid.
That is very true, actually. If it is the melee hero that you want to try and flex it with, because I was looking at the supports like a Snapfire, Grimstroke. They don't sound like the greatest Underlord lane pairings. I feel like those are two heroes that like to be on the aggressor, want heroes
10
to
seconds
like mobile
remaining.
heroes that can
Radiant
utilize the
team
ink swell
ban.
then to get on top, or like a cookie to get on top. But Underlord, I feel like he just plays his lane.
I feel like the Grimstroke's okay at it, right? Like you just put the Inkswell onto yourself, you set up with a Pit of Malice and the Firestorm, and then you just deal a ton of burst damage. So I think it's
10
certainly
seconds
possible
remaining.
for that lane, Underlord Grimstroke, to get a lot done. Honestly, even Snapfire as well to a lesser extent. The stun just won't last as long, and it's a little bit harder to hit, but it could work. I'm keen to see what Lilgun want to do to finish up this draft because at the moment it feels like they need something to be able to. I don't think you could just run into towers anymore, right? Because you've got so many heroes that are capable of dealing with that full on push. So you need something that's going to be able to go in onto the back lines or flank from the sides. And as of right now, everything's gone except for Void Spirit and Puck, basically. And you don't love picking either of those heroes into an Underlord.
I really like Apes' draft. Their lineup just looks much easier to execute than Lilgun. Like you got these two supports that are very meta supports, but they don't have stuns. They don't have ways to really make plays unless Bane gets a pick off on the side. You're Tiny. I really feel like Tiny has to be played as a 2 this game. Otherwise, like you said, you're needing this 23rd pick to be some way to start fights. But I feel like the
Dire team ban.
Oh, the Tiny 2 is really bad at the moment. Like, we're seeing the win rate on this hero not look too good when you give him over to the mid lane.
Sanctity Tiny is a different beast,
That
though.
is true.
I think he's a very, very good player. And yeah, I honestly do agree with you. I think this Tiny needs to be
10
mid just
seconds
because they
remaining.
need that early pressure. Like that
5
gotcha
seconds
potential.
remaining.
You'll get a couple of points into the tree grab if they do go down that route, but just get Avatos maxed, play around your Keeper of the Light, use the Chakra Magic, get an early Blink Dagger, and try and make havoc happen. Like the old Tiny, basically.
Radiant
And
Well,
team pick.
then they can scale into something else.
what's this AM ban for?
Dire
Because
team
is it
pick.
protecting what they're about to pick? What's going on now?
Mid Rubik? Is
Mid
it a mid
coddle?
Rubik? Mid Coddle could be, yeah.
What's
I mean, this could be one of
actually
those things that they've learned from Europe, right? We haven't seen too much of the mid coddle here in
10 seconds
SEA.
remaining.
going on? What is this? What?
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, Lil
I mean, a
Gun.
Kishka Rubik is always
Yeah. But
love to see it.
a Kishka Kodo too, though, is very similar. Like he's got some
A
very good.
Kishka of the Light.
Yes, yes, yes. I don't know. This is interesting. Apes Spanner in the works. Still the AM ban. Maybe it is going to be Rubik Core. I don't know. We'll see. But the anti mage ban, you're trying to focus down some of Jikroy's hero. Is there anything that stands out as a one, real quick?
I'm just trying to think of one. Could they Chaos Knight? Leshrac.
Choose
Okay.
your hero.
Just more stuff to do with Brood.
Jikroy Lesh. It is a 4-2-3
Position
coddle.
one coddle. They might just switch it up. So it'll probably be a mid coddle, and Sanctity plays Tiny from the safe lane.
Dude, what? It's a mid underlord as well. Oh my.
I told you,
Yeah,
man.
but are
I
they getting
told you this would be
baited?
happening.
Are they getting baited thinking Sanctity's going mid and it's going to be Coddle versus Underlord?
Potentially, that's for sure. But
Oh my god, what is this?
I mean, Delo
Oh.
loves his Pango as well. It could just be a comfort for that. And Jikroy loves his Leshrac, so maybe they're just saying like, "All right, Omang Daya, sorry about it, but you just got to take this one."
Not only does Delor like his Pango, Jikro also really likes his Leshrac. We've seen it a couple times so far through at least the DPC. We saw it, just prior in the qualifiers as well. It's something that he can play this kind of harder win condition. We've seen him on the Deuces, the Terrorblades, the Phantom Assassins, but the Leshrac, he can perform on it quite well. They don't really have a way to enable the Lesh, not like an IO or a Coddle pairing or anything like that. They don't have supports to kind of play behind the Lesh, like a Oracle, for even
I think
Abaddon
the
as
Grim's
well.
okay once he gets his Ag Shard, right? Like, I think that's okay. Just because you've got the heal coming from it, so it's kind of like having an IO there for a little bit, as long as you just trust your team and actually look to run in with it and get the max benefit out of that the life steal that's going on.
Sure. And it's also a game where we could see Lim get a decent amount of farm on the Grimstroke. You're against a Broodmother, so more things to be able to clear across the map, so potentially even faster Agshar timing.
I'll be honest, I have no idea how this game's going to go. So 4-2-3, playing the Keeper of the Light. I just think, like, who is he enabling other than himself? It has to just be himself, right? Because Sanctity, if you're playing this position one tiny, you need a farm. And so are they going to be able to get the kills? Are they going to be able to find that backstab? Did you just DC
Yeah,
or
I
is that just
did.
me?
I did.
Okay.
Can you not
I didn't read the
connect?
chat. I didn't read the chat if there was some kind of DC going on, but
Can you
let's see.
connect?
I pressed it.
I can't connect.
We shall see.
Oh, this starts us up perfectly. We got a beautiful draft and then some connection issues, like some good old Dota stuff. Let's do a restart and we'll go from there. But it's a
I think
very
it's a common issue. Say that much. Not just us, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we'll find out. Hopefully, it's an easy solution because it's a beautiful game. We want to watch this. We get a Mangdaya Underlord, a potential for it's a core coddle. We get another Broodmother for Lilgun. Their last Broodmother, they weren't able to pull it off. First Army Geniuses, we saw that wasn't banned in that series, and they picked it up very early on. And we saw Army Geniuses come into that game with a strategy and they're able to topple them. And again, we're getting to the stages where everything is mega important. It looks like everyone else is having issues. Okay, wonderful.
Okay. It's not just Australia. Good. That's always a plus. We'll keep you posted. So based on the drafts, what do you reckon? Like where do you think this game's going to go? Because you got to make up some wins here. Do I do the charitable thing and go first just to give you the option to go the other one?
If you're feeling charitable, that's up to you. That's your call. You feeling charitable? I don't know if you're looking.
Apes together strong. I'm going to go Apes.
Can I wait to see how the lane set up at least?
Oh.
Yeah, actually, no,
Nope.
I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. You do not get to tell me what I do. We haven't seen First Blood, so it doesn't matter. I'm not saying it too late where we've already gotten enough information. I'm allowed to wait. Often you wait to see where the lanes are set up, so I'm happy to wait. We'll do that. Because
I always cheer for the underdog.
I'm concerned. Have you left game? Just
no.
Was that a no or
I'm
yes?
still in. No, everyone can't connect, so it's fine.
Yeah, but I don't know if I should leave game because I don't know if they're hosting a new lobby, which I think they just did.
We will ask.
Yeah, they just did a remake. Good old lobby issues. But this is again
game's in beta. It happens.
Understandable, right? Come on. It can never be perfect. It can never be perfect at all. But just to set the scene a little bit, Apes, they're 0-4 every series. They must win to stay in Division 2 for the next tour. And for Lilgun, if they win this series, then they will be guaranteed to stay. But we've got both our promotional slots filled already. Talon and RSG currently 6-0. That next series, though, is going to be hype. That's on Thursday. So we get to see who will be the team to go undefeated and who will be one of the Titans to end up dropping their first series. But again, we're really down to the nitty gritty here, getting to the later stages. Week 5, there's something you actually brought up earlier, that you're speaking about a different division, Division 1 for SEA. All the series this week are giga high.
Godly.
Yeah.
Godly.
Yeah.
Like, let's go through them while we
yeah.
just wait for the games to start up. Go on.
All right, we got Execration versus Enigma Galaxy C, which is
Very important.
because Execration, they've already been relegated from Division 1, but Enigma C is still fighting for their hopes to be able to play in Division 1.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Enigma C potentially could even force tiebreakers for top 3, with the
Ooh,
results
they
going the way that
could.
they are. Yeah. Like, they're
That's-
against, I believe, Neon and Execration. So
Yes.
like 2 easier matches coming up. But if they finish 4 and 3, that's a pretty good result for a team that didn't start so hot.
Very much so. Very much so. I'm excited to see how these boys are able to fare. The series after that is Fnatic versus SMG, which, Fnatic currently undefeated. SMG, they started strong, and then well, the midway of the pack, they beat Polaris, they beat Neon, but they've looked a little bit grim. Of course, their last series without Raging Potato, so we'll see if he comes back. So that's just the first 2. Then we got Boom versus T1, Danog. That's mega hype. Like, what?
Mhm.
And then Neon,
There's more
Yeah.
this week.
Neon Polaris, which is
Pretty important.
Neon need to win pretty much every series, and then Boom versus Fnatic. That's another like top 3, 2 teams in that top 3 battling it out. So yeah, we've got some really hyped Division 1 series. Of course, that's going to be kicking off Wednesday. There'll be 2 series on Wednesday, but we do have the back in. We're doing all picks, so everyone's choosing their heroes. We should be into the game very shortly. I'm seeing if there's any hero changes on players. It doesn't
No,
look like it
I
is.
don't think you'd be allowed to do that. But as well, I feel like a lot of these teams can't. If you're out of contention for top 3 and C, don't relax, because we still don't know what's going on with China for the major, because they're being delayed because
That's
Shanghai's
true.
in lockdown. We don't know what's happening with Eastern Europe. Maybe they still want to have 18 teams at this major. So does that mean another spot for C as well as a few other regions? Who knows? So, if you're able to get 4th, that might not just mean that you're sitting at home. You might still be able to travel.
Have fun, my friends, 423 says. I don't know how I feel about him saying that, to be honest. He's playing on a mid coddle, which can be not toxic, but it's nowhere near like a Viper.
It's
or
a little
Venom.
toxic.
Okay, sure. Cheesy. You could go with very cheesy, and then you got a Broodmother as well, and then you've gone for one of the most
Little
broken-
gun.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like,
It's
he's saying, have fun, my friends. Like, come on, look at the heroes you're playing. Like, have fun. Are they really going to have fun? But we get to see him among Dire Underlord. So, what's the build? What do we actually see from him this game?
Bro, you're asking me this question.
Answer it.
As if I see a ton of mid Underlord. I think he just needs to go ATOS, honestly, and just try and lock down both the Brood and the Coddle. Just control him, and you've got a Leshrac for the damage. You've got Snapfire for the damage. Like, everyone else needs to focus on damage. Mumang Dire is a CC bot this game.
All right. I am also going to go Apes as well. I know I need to pick up some wins, but I don't know. This Radiant lineup, I really am curious on how it's going to work, because I feel like their only way to start fights is forcing objectives and the enemy team coming at them. Tiny might. I imagine Sanctity is probably going to go Blink Shadow Blade this game, just so he can be almost that. We do see even position 1 Tinies, it's still like the Echo Ag Shard first, but then you go back into the route where you just look to get kill after kill after kill, and I think he has to go that build.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking as well, like, before you get to that stage, Broodmother doesn't want to rotate and, like, join in a Brood, right? He wants to be pushing on his own, away from the rest of the team, and trying to create havoc there. Coddle plus Bane plus Rubik does nothing. Like, I don't want to say it does nothing. You can do a decent amount of damage, but all you really need to do in response to that is rotate
Radiant's
multiple
courier
heroes
has
to the
been
Coddle.
killed.
And if you get that early Rod of Atos on Mamang Daya, he's very squishy still. Like, you might be as fast as hell, but you're still a Coddle. You still have terrible armor, you still have low HP, and you're going to go into like a Boots of Travel build as well, right? So it's not like that's going to get boosted up at all. So I feel like you just need to make sure that you're making the right response to it, which is multiple heroes. Same sort of way that you beat like a Viper in lane. Just bully him and lock him down and do the damage before he's able to get full value out of his spells.
Now, we did see for Apes, they put a lot of emphasis on trying to shut down the Broodmother. Honestly, all 5 of their heroes have ways to deal with Spiderlings, but do you feel like the Snapfire and the Leshrac are a duo that can lane versus 11 once he kind of gets level 6? As we might actually see UK drop. Oh, when he does, Kishka, it's enough damage from the Fade Bolt. UK unable to get over the tree line thanks to the cookie, so first blood given over to Lilgun.
Yeah, it's not a kill that you want to be giving up super early on at mid lane. Is Mamang Daya dropping a little bit low here as well? Still going to be a little bit of time until you get more points into the Chakra Magic to keep that lane as pushed out as possible, but just these little decisions like 4-2-3 making sure he had his own sentry ward to unblock his camp so that the next wave that he pushes in, he's going to be able to go
11
back and
should actually go down. Jikro UK, they put the Lightning Storm back up. Can they cut through the trees? He's hiding. Oh, he's hiding. 11, really nicely played, but it looks like Jikro and UK, they'll still run into Kishka nonetheless, so they'll get something out of this, but it is a lot of mana expended. You got the kill.
Radiant's courier.
You get the kill,
11?
but actually,
Oh, is this second point in Lightning Storm? It is. Jikro finds it from afar. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Bane's gonna die too. So Apes, a very good start to their laning stage.
absolutely doing well. Among Dyer as well. He's doing a decent job in this mid lane, able to keep these lanes shoved out with the Lightning Storm. The Pit of Malice isn't going to have any value now. You're not getting a kill on this Coddle in the lane. You got to make sure that you're just maximizing your farm so that you get those early items. I don't hate the Soul Ring. He's got it paired together with a bottle as well. And just these little things. He did this at minute 0, making sure to body block the lane as much as possible so that it's as close to the tower as he can make it. Yes, you know, you'll get a double wave occasionally, but you like that as an Underlord.
It does seem very interesting though for the Underlord in this lane, because it's not a lane where Atrophy Aura really does anything. Coddle should be able to CS easily with the Illuminate, and I think that's a power of the Underlord where you can actually win in a CS battle with your damage advantage, and you want to be against a melee, so that Firestorm is always an issue as bottom lane. Sanctity gets a kill on Limb, so they're going to be able to hit back at least for Lilgun.
Yeah, this Atrophy Aura is definitely not for the damage reduction component. It's all
Yeah.
about just building up that bonus damage onto yourself.
But we'll see. Very interesting. It's also something that Lilgun, like we've seen, and from not just this DPC, but the last one too, is the dynamic of their heroes has really been off cheese. We've seen the Broodmother Lycan has pretty much been a constant first phase in the bans, but pulling out a Coddle is very interesting. Like, do you feel like this is naturally something that 423, it's in his wheelhouse?
The man is silver, so I would have to say probably not. we love to see on all of the Lilgun heroes, they're all like master tier or above on a lot of their cheese.
Yeah, but Silver's not too bad, honestly. Silver's...
Yeah.
He's level 9. He's played the Coddle a decent amount.
That might have just been over the years rather than just more recently, though.
Is he?
No.
Is he? No, you sure? Because he's going for it. He's going for it.
Nah, he's
One point in
fine.
pit would be
He's
great. He's fine. He's fine. No dramas at all. Top lane, Rubik's going to be killed off as well. 11 looking for the trade. Still yet to have the level 6, so it's just going to be relying on little bites to try and kill off Jikroy. Is
Quite a
Lim
long
fine?
death timer, actually.
I don't know.
Nope.
He's got chakra.
He's a little low on
surely.
mana.
Maybe 423 is not fine. Got 1 point in the stroke. Gonna rely on the Phantom as well. 423's got plenty of movement speed. Oh, he's actually gonna turn it? It's not enough though. What is this game?
Yeah, this is a very balanced hero. He's 500 gold away from the Boots of Travel, which is going to make it even harder. And then he just needs to be that space creator. What are we wanting about?
He's 500 gold away from Boots of Travel. That's what we're wanting about.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's just coddle things.
Yes. Bottom lane, Sanctity and Ace 12. They have to be perfect here with the chain control. Sanctity's going to wait for the toss of the later Sages, not going for the extra... Wait, what? He got the stun from the Centaur Conqueror, but...
But moved.
Yeah.
Raindrop saved him. What can I say?
Ah, yes. Sure it wasn't the Bracer pickup? You could say that too.
I could, but it's more than double the price, so I won't.
Okay. Jacroy? Level 6 already. Cut down a couple of trees. There's no juking that 11 can do this time. Third death on 11. We're really starting to see. This is 3 games in a row now that teams have not banned out the Brood in the first phase. 2 out of the 3 they picked it up, and we've seen the answers.
Yeah, there's responses to it, to be sure. I just feel like there's not enough respect being given over to the Apes. Like, they're an open qualified team and they're winless, but they're not a bad team still. You know, they've got a lot of this flexibility. A lot of the weird stuff that comes out from them can come from, like, that later stages of the game. Mumangda might be dead, though.
Oh, no. They still have the telekinesis in their arsenal. It's going to toss him further into lane where 4-2-3 can play with the Illuminate. And that is enough. Maxed out already on... Oh, no, Danog. It's just going to keep getting worse, isn't it? It's just, this coddle is just going to keep getting worse now. It might snowball out of control.
He doesn't need to stay in this mid lane, though, right? Like, he's got the Boots of Travel now. Does, okay, that's Dire Vision, not Radiant Vision. Oops, see you later, UK.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
What
attack.
is this hero? Nice cookie. Are you running through a close... I'm astonished at how much damage that blast actually did. I wasn't even charged
It's
up,
maxed
barely
out.
anything. I know, but it was barely charged. They're gonna bait the regen. This is a cool play from Apes, but he also moves 420 movement speed. But the beautiful thing about the Rolling Thunder is that you two are pretty goddamn speedy as well. So Delu finds a streak up to 1,000 gold in the bank now.
I mean, this is just what happens with the coddle, right? They don't have quite the strength just yet to be able to go for a lot of these kills. He's gone into what looks like a hood on Mumangda for now, just wanting to survive and be able to farm a little bit more. I'm still a big proponent. I think he needs to go the ATOS because, again, like, what are you going to go on this coddle? He's going an Urn? I don't really see coddles go Urn all that much, but I suppose against an Underlord it's kind of important. Nice little juke there by 11 as well to dodge the Split Earth.
Oh my god.
Look at how fast he is. 506 movement speed before 9 minutes into the game. This is not okay.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh my lord. Oh, alright, what's 11 queued up? Alright, he's got Orca queued up, so it's very pick off, run them over, snowball. You know, team fight is going to be something that Lilgun will struggle in, so this net worth lead needs to continue to grow for them.
This, we got 4 heroes down on this bottom side, looking to try and find Sanctity if they can, but wisely enough, he's gone back into the jungle, so no points in the Diabolic Edict, I believe. Nope, he's got the 2 actually recently. He went 2-0-3 to be able to start things out, but now they want to try and put a little bit of pressure onto the tower. They probably can get the Bane. Oh, maybe not. They'll be content enough to take the tower, though. Just look at Mumangda's positioning, going exactly where the Broodmother is, saying, look, I just don't want to be where Coddle is. We got to make sure that we're getting the better end of a lot of these map trades going on. It's already a 3,000 net worth lead. I didn't realize it was that much. Uh-oh.
Top lane, we'll see.
Mumangda.
Guys, this hood's going to pay off or not. Spiderling's starting to get burnt. Well, I say that, but the Illuminate heals them up, and along with dealing the damage to kill off Mumangda, that's a quick and easy kill, and now they can lead this to the T1 tower.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, and you know, that's what I was saying. I admire the positioning to put yourself up there, as Sanctity might just go ahead and get himself a free kill, which he does.
It's a beautiful play from Jikroy. Yeah, Poe goes up to the high
Story,
ground.
yeah.
Middle tower
We'll
is
run
under
into Ace
attack.
12. A nice cute play from Jikroy. Of course, getting enabled from the neutral item.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Well, there's that tower gone. They need to try and make something happen with this Kaya on the Lesh. He's since then, every single point that he's gotten from levels has gone straight into that Diabolic Edict. They need to try and take away some of this map control because, I mean, Coddle's great, of course, at just shoving out lanes, but incredibly good at taking a lot of these neutral camps as well. And you know that Tiny's probably going to be looking to move into the triangle sooner rather than later.
Smoke up from Lilgun. They will run into UK. So solid positioning from the position 5 on Apes. He's going to make sure he keeps Jikroy alive, and meanwhile they'll shove out all the other lanes, so there will be no opportunity for them to get the pick off into a tower.
The Apes are believers, man. Every single one of them, except for Mamang Daya, has a raindrop. They don't want to be so vulnerable against this heavy burst coming through from Coddle, from the Tiny. And, well, Mamang Daya, you are vulnerable because unless you TP out right now, you're dead.
He wants to stay, get the Firestorm out, and then TP. All the farm he can possibly get. He's still yet to TP. Considering the Fiend's Gate. Maybe considering killing 11, but he's not really making his mind up just yet. Trying to juke and drive through the tree line. 11's got another round of the spawn Spiderlings.
Actually, with the amount of Spiderlings that he's killed, look at his Atrophy Aura damage. He had plus 144 at the time.
So,
He's going ATOS though. Love it.
Mid lane, Ace 12 and Kishka. It's gonna run. Oh, they stole the Firestorm on Kishka, so that's a lot. What? Okay, that's a hell of an ability to steal in a game like this, especially to kill off the Underlord. Top lane, 11 still almost being killed off by Delul, who's already used the ultimate. Try and clean off the spiders, then TP out. Nice read. He almost dies though.
4-2-3 making that rotation up towards the top side, and it does feel like you're on the back foot quite a fair amount. And Snapfire actually getting the Fiend's Grip used in onto him with the Firestorm, amped up by the steals the Scatterblast.
What a combo!
Get a return kill.
Oh no, 4-2-3's on the back line as well. Oh boy.
They just wanted to D-ward once, man. That's all they wanted. And they're like, nope. We are going to deny you away from this area. That's what a Broodmother and a Coddle do best.
So, the thing about this Spirit Vessel, it pretty much mitigates the Hooded Defiance completely from Mamang Daya. I think his read was wanting to go this item to just stand in front of towers, make sure that Lilgun, because their only way to get objectives really is the Broodmother Spiderlings to be able to take that. But if the Underlord can stay alive, kill off the spiders, and then not die because of the extra magic resistance from the Hood, then that's a lot of space for Jikroy. And I really felt like Lesh could have been a huge factor through the mid game. But I think the Spirit Vessel just completely prevents the Underlord and his game plan in this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can understand his need as well to want to go for the Hood. Obviously, he wants to be a little bit tanky when he goes to the laning stage. I just feel like his decision to not go the ATOS super early, I mean, he's nearly got it, to be fair. He's 800 or so gold away, but you got to make sure you get it ASAP and immediately make use out of it.
They've run into 11. 4-2-3 is going to try and TP in, but they've got plenty of damage to go through the Brood before the Coddle's able to join. So this does free up mid, but again, without the Brood, how do you really take objectives?
Yeah, with
Delul's got Blink. Look to try and follow up, but instant split.
Good luck catching him.
4-2-3 just run to the right, Kishka to the south, and now there's no follow-up as a wasted Rolling Thunder. Means that Delul and Kishka are going to have the 1v1, but Sanctity showing up to the party as Shadowblade reveal better than the Blink, and now 4-2-3. You're flexing his magic damage. Jikroy's actually going to TP into the middle. Still going to be a little bit cautious on Jikroy. He doesn't have any defensive items, so just instantly crumbles under the pressure. Look at 4-2-3. All the chaos. Now they've stolen the Mortar Kisses. The Rubik's Cubes laying down, slamming onto the dome as Lilgun finds a fourth.
It's actually ridiculous how different that team fight is if you just wait for Underlord to have ATOS. He's so close to picking it up, and then you get the lockdown onto the Coddle that you need. He doesn't have BKB yet. That's what I was talking about. Like, by the time that team fight started, Coddle got 1,000 gold from all of those engagements that happened. So it's just given him, like, more than halfway towards his next item, towards that BKB. And once he picks it up, you're not killing him. Like this, you've got no physical damage outside of maybe a tiny bit coming through from the pure damage from Leshrak's Diabolic Edict. But you're not catching him as an Underlord. He just could pop it on cooldown. It doesn't matter that it's 6 seconds.
It's... So what's their game plan back in here for Apes? What do they have to do? Are there any plays they make, or it's really just trying to give as much space to Jikroid to come, you know, online with that next item?
They need to get Mamang Daya's Atos right now before you've got BKB on Coddle. And, like, it's going to probably happen around the same time because of that poor decision in the last team fight.
So...
Or even just scouting him out with the spiders.
What, you think it's Atos the Coddle so the Pango can close the distance and then go from there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Top lane, they're going to try and Sanctity. It's a great place to be able to utilize the Rolling Thunder. It's got multiple walls he can bounce back on now with Jikroid showing up too. I'll kill off the position 1 on Lilgun, but 4-2-3 is nearby along with Kishka and Jikroid. What? Oh, it's so much amount of damage. The rest of Apes, though, want to rectify the previous death on the Leshrac. They still unable
Surely
to bring
Kishka
down
dies.
Kishka. A Phantom Embrace along with a Swashbuckle. Delu secures the kill to the northern side. 4-2-3, continuing to be a thorn in their side. They just can never keep up to the Coddle. Look at him go, man. 522 movement speed? Yeah, right.
Dire's bottom
The
tower
ghost
is
nearly
under
couldn't
attack.
catch him. That's how bad it is. Oh, they're going to do their
Okay.
best. Okay, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, you got Swashbuckle up shortly. No damage items on Delu, but that's a big
Oh,
streak
can you
again.
imagine if the Centaur killed him? Can you imagine?
Is sure to follow.
That is fist through the wall territory if you're me. But
mid lane
it's
tanky?
100 gold away.
Ooh, alright. Just
Okay, it's a big kill. Getting the most out of that Shadow Blade.
all that was going on. We saw 11 take a T1 tower bottom too. So he's got Orca completed, but didn't feel like TPing top without any of the spiders or the web set up.
All right, where's the smoke? Who's holding the smokes right now? Looks like it's Lim, holding on to 2. He's a tiny bit short from the Aghanim Shard, but you can't wait. You can't wait for this Coddle to have BKB. Tiny has the Atos. Make sure you take away a lot of that area control, but look at 11. Just not wanting them to have any vision at all. I don't even know if they're going to get good value out of this
Middle tower
this
is under
small
attack.
timing that you've got with the Atos. Really want Jikroid to be part of this as well, just that they've got the follow-up damage.
Radiant are scanning.
Gotta go.
It's a bit indecisive from Apes.
A lot indecisive.
This is
I mean,
tricky.
now, okay, I forget what I didn't see what he sold on Grim, but he's got the shard coming out to him.
Among Dire?
So it's a little bit extra, but they know he's got the Atos now. They saw
Kishka.
him. They soulbound him.
Aggressive Blink's gonna look to land the pit. Going on the Underlord, still the hood not even activated. The Spiderlings is enough to get rid of the life. Now the rest Apes. They've actually caught out another on the side. Sanctity trying to drop the combo, not enough, but Kishka's Rubik. Always in the perfect place to utilize his stolen abilities. Jikroid's gonna pounce on forward thanks to the cookie, so he's able to close the distance, killing off the Keeper of the Light. And it's still a 3-for-1, and they're looking to add another to the tally as Sanctity runs under range. They're able to drop the combo, but it doesn't matter. Sanctity, Silver's Edge already completed. It is plenty of damage to go through the combo. It's a 4-for-1 trade, and Lilgun continuing to ransack the map.
Where was the smoke, man? I just don't understand it. You know that you're coming up against this timing that is unbeatable once he gets the BKB. And sure, you kill him, but it's at the loss of 4 heroes. You've still got a Tiny to have to contend with.
And UK? Gonna die for another time this game. Sanctity up to dominating. And they have got pretty much full map control now. You know, mid bot, top shoved out. So for the next at least minute, maybe even minute 30, Lilgun can do whatever they want to across the map.
They've spent the last minute, maybe minute and a half, getting rid of 3 observer wards that they had on Apes. So they had control over this map, and they just didn't use it.
Anyone shows me they're seeming to be dead. We haven't, quickly mention, we haven't seen even a Fiend's Gate be used, like aggressively to make quick plays.
They've tried, but yeah, not quite so lucky right now. Still not using this Atos to its fullest potential.
Oh, that's just UK being... they don't have to commit. That's a thing on Radiant. You can Fade Bolt, spawn Spiderlings, use Illuminate, even Brain Sap from far. Like, we're going to see that just now onto Mamangdire, and he just is killed off like that. Cool. Lilgun just don't have to commit into the fire. As we see, Delul's going to try and charge up the Rolling Thunder. Ace has the Nightmare if he get it off, but it looks like a second stun is enough to secure the kill. Lilgun, they're unable to hit back, so Delul taunts himself away top lane, Sanctity. Almost dropping to Jikro, but a Silver's Edge, and he's out of there.
You just have to be on the front foot against this Lilgun lineup. And I know it's hard against a Keeper of the Light, but that's why I'm just so adamant about any of these micro timings that you have. The fact that they just sat back and allowed Lilgun to regain control of this game is a big miss for mine. It's a 13k net worth lead. Gaben gives them a 13% chance. Honestly, a little bit more than I was expecting, considering you're still up against a Tiny who doesn't have BKB, doesn't have his Aghanim Shard. I mean, Sanctity's been able to get up this high without having that consistent farming potential.
Spoken 5 for Apes, but again, don't have a lane where they can smoke to. You see how indecisive they are, like Limbs running back and forth. UK's leading the charge. They don't know where to go. They don't have a ward to play with. I don't know if they're going to get anything out of this. Like, you see Radiant, it seems to be pretty obvious. The Spiderlings are through the mid, kind of the tier 3 tower, or the lanes again. No one's showing, so they've got full awareness.
And a lot of the times, like, Ace just walked along the river where he didn't have any wards to back him up. A lot of the times I would say, you know, what the hell are you doing, basically, in that sort of scenario. But not in this one. He was the bait.
Well,
see you later, UK.
There's the non-committal abilities. And now even to the northern side, they've run into Jikroy. I mean, this is priority number 1. That's all your damage. He just dies like that. Are they going to enter the Fiend's Gate?
They're going to chase?
What?
Oh, they're chasing Mamangdire.
What is this? The first Fiend's Gate's going to get Mamangdire killed. Oh, no. Oh, that'll be the first and the last Fiend's Gate I think we see this game.
Oh, man.
Okay, I got a question for you. Have you been impressed with the Broodmother's impact this game? Like, do you feel like it's fulfilled a role, and what role do you think that's been?
Keep them panicking. Keep them indecisive, basically. You know, that might be one of the reasons why they haven't been able to make these plays instantly, just because of the vision. You see it with the Spiderlings just spreading around into the jungle now, constantly keeping pressure onto towers. He hasn't had the greatest kill involvement, but he doesn't need to. That's not his role.
Delul. It's a perfect spot for them to be able to take the fight around a choke point when you've got the follow-up in the Mortimer Kisses. So Ace 12 will be burnt along with the Brood. There you go. All right, Apes, you string a fight together. See what more they can get out of this, though. There's no way. Okay.
Oh, they nearly catch.
Dude, they want to fight 3v5. That just goes to show how far ahead they feel they are. As they even toss Sanctity further into the middle. What is this Tiny hero? What is this Cuddle hero? 3v5. It doesn't even matter about the disadvantage that Lilgun have. They're going to find all 4 heroes afterwards. They might even make it a 5th. It's behind the tier 4 towers. The voice lines along with the buybacks, but Delul... it might not even get the kill.
Oh,
Shield Crash, he runs back into range, so just getting the little bit of damage to offer that finishing blow. Will he make it out with his life? Fade Bolt back up and Shield Crash shortly.
He's playing around the
He's playing
tree.
with a vision.
Oh, save me.
Oh, but Kishka, he finds him in the end.
3v5, they have that level of confidence. Kishka is just playing an amazing game as well. Look at his net worth, by the way. He is 5th on the net worth charts on this Rubik, getting great value out of the Aghanim Shard again. He'd stolen the Inkswell in that previous fight. I feel like that's why Sanctity felt so confident to re-engage, just because he went right into the middle of a creep wave as well as 2 heroes and was able to have that hard dispel come up afterwards.
I like your point you brought up before when I asked you the Brew question, though. Because I think 11, like, almost his hero just baited Apes to go for this lineup that heavily countered the Brood, and like that feels like the reason for you going Underlord, but apart from that, we've literally seen the Underlord have no synergy with their dynamic.
I mean, both you and I predicted Apes to win this.
Yeah.
I just feel like they should have played this a whole lot differently. You know, like it felt like they had such a big opportunity to be able to make use of Atos if they went at first item before Coddle's even remotely close to picking up that BKB, but they just never did it. You know, you've got a Pango, you've got a Leshrac, you've got an Underlord, 3 heroes that love heroes being in a confined space, but they just never made any use out of it.
Yeah, for me, I just look at this game, and the big reason why I went Apes is I just felt like they have a lineup that's easier to initiate. You got Pango, you got Lesh that can run into the middle. They can... Oh, my Sanctity is just going to kill off the Lesh in an easy combo. Jikro pots the Bloodstone, but Kishka flies over the tree line. A Fade Bolt along with a Firestorm. 11, 3, and 17. Now, they will run into the Keeper of the Light, but a beautiful timing the Nightmare gives 4-2-3 an opportunity to pop the BKB. Now he's ready to wreak havoc on the backline. Gets his revenge on Lim. They'll kill off Mamang Daya. And now even Delorb might be the next on the agenda, but he just makes it inside the base.
All right. I've got another prediction for you. By the end of this game, will Kishka have higher net worth than anyone on the Dire side?
I think so. Yes, I think he'll have higher than Jikroy.
All right.
Do you think?
It's just a question of do they call GG for that point?
Do they get enough objectives beforehand? Pango's gonna fall. Now they're even diving to the tier 4 towers like they did prior, and UK gives them the tips. The props are there.
And Ares is wrong again.
I mean, it's the GG well played. It's deserved, Apes. Just run over in a game like this. Lilgun pull something out of the hat. We've really yet to see. It's only not Fnatic, sorry, SMG. I think we've seen Moon run it once. The Coddle, actually, it was the Wyvern that I'm thinking of this tour. But no one else is really playing the Keeper of the Light mid. We've seen it a couple times from 9 in Western Europe. But all right, Lilgun, I see you got another strat you can play with. Very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. It becomes even more first phase potential, right? When you've got Kishka, who's totally capable of playing it too. So I'm excited for this, and well, like we just need to remember back to the start of this game where he starts off the game 4-2-3, said, "Have fun, guys," and well, I could probably say that the Apes did not have fun with this game. It just felt like they were constantly pressured on the back foot. And I'm sure Mamang Daya has a game that he wants to just completely put out of his memory.
Yeah, I'm sure Apes are not going to let through the Coddle. Like you just said, there's a potential, even more, I think, incentive for you to first phase it now, because Kishka plays it very well. We just saw what 4-2-3 can do, but I think there'll be a little bit of PTSD from Apes. They're like, all right, you're not getting the Coddle next game, but maybe that leaves another one. We just saw the Brood in this game. Didn't feel like it, not crazy impact like we saw, but we kind of both mentioned, like just forcing them to draw 5 heavy counters where maybe the lineup wasn't perfect, but also just what he did in the ways of having all the lanes shoved out, creating a lot of vision with the Spiderling. So he still felt like he knew his role, even though it was a tough Brood game. So this opens up the draft a lot for Lilgun. Keep in mind, they are now 1 game away from at least securing Division 2 into the 3rd tour. And for Apes, they need every single win they can get. So they are fighting for their DPC lives, and 1 game down in this best of 3. It's not a position you want to be in, but after the break, we'll find out if they can hit back to send us to a game 3.